Gang of 7. 4 of the guys got back to me. The rest of them are trying to win football games right now, I guess.
Okay, so we got 4 guys who are on bad teams.
Four guys
out of the running.
4 guys that are out of the running. Like, hey, maybe Broadus will ask me a question today. But yeah, I asked. I go. This is the question that I asked. I think it was pretty simple. I basically threw it out there, and I said, if you had to have an offensive tackle to play, would you go with Steele or Collins? Pretty simple question, right?
Yes, indeed it is.
I mean, it's pretty explanatory, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's, sometimes my guys are like, what do you mean, Broadus? I have to re-ask the question because I don't always ask the question the right way the first time. We live that every day. One of my guys says, he goes, Collins. He goes, Collins has better hands, ability to recover in pass protection, and just sustains blocks better.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think we as a show agree with this Gang of 7 guy.
Yeah, he's got more consistent technique. I don't know why you would not want to have him in there. He says Steele is still high with pad level, and he doesn't have those heavy hands to lock on. So this particular general manager scout guy says he would rather have Collins.
That sounds like a man I'd hire. I mean, I don't know his name.
That guy's paying attention. That guy's paying attention.
You would like this guy.
Yeah, sight unseen.
Anybody who doesn't sound like this guy, I'm going to say hasn't been watching sports. I'm going to say these people aren't tape watchers. They're just ballparking it.
Yeah.
Anybody that doesn't agree with that guy.
Yeah, the reason I did this was I was thinking that it was going to be just a slam dunk. But as we go along here, you'll kind of find some interesting things out along the way here. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ask the same question to another guy. If you had to have an offensive tackle to play, you going with Steele or Collins? My guy goes, I play Collins this weekend so you can trade him.
See, that's not a bad take. If you're the Cowboys and Bryan's theory is accurate, which is they're mad at Collins.
I think they're mad at Collins.
Plug him back in, like nothing's wrong. You let him play well, which he will, and then you trade him.
Yeah. This guy was like, but this guy could use offensive linemen. So maybe this is his way.
Tell him we'll take a 2 and a 4.
Yeah, maybe this is his way of saying, listen, play him and let me see him play, and then I'll call you for a pick.
Is this guy somebody that would be excited to trade for him? Any idea what you could get?
His team would be. I think his team would be. This is an advanced guy here. He says
for which team?
I'm not going to tell you.
Come on, Bryan. We're going to get him one day.
One day
we're going to get you one day.
One day, and when that happens, I'm just going to get up
going to the lake.
I'm gathering my stuff and I'm going to leave.
Going to the lake.
You guys can do a fine show without me. Okay, I said, hey, I hear you, but you're playing Collins, right? And he says, yeah. and I said, okay. I said, okay, is Collins a guard in your eyes? A guard. Do you see him as a guard?
And correct me if I'm wrong, I think we reminisce on the days of Collins at left guard more fondly than the way he was solid.
Yeah.
Ron Leary beat him out, though.
Right. Ron Leary was clearly better than him. And I think Collins has been a better right tackle than left guard.
So, I asked him, you heard what I asked. He says, man, he hasn't played guard since early years. I definitely would not put him there. That's okay. That's one team. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay. But this team sounds like they might trade for him. So maybe I need to let them know, those guys over there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's another one. Another one of my gang of 7 guys. He says, this guy said, I always felt like Collins' best position is guard.
Oh, crap. This guy.
I felt he
What team is this guy from?
This is a team that
you can try.
Yeah. This is a team. You would like this team, too. This is another good
Sounds
team.
like we'd like all these guys.
You like all these guys.
Team that can't evaluate O-linemen?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Terrible guy.
Yeah. No, some of these teams are actually pretty good.
I bet this guy is at a team that has an awful O-line.
They're marginal.
Yeah. I bet they're somewhere north.
They're like Wisconsin north?
I don't know. I'm just trying to
Minnesota north?
Working through this.
Okay, yeah. You're trying to get me to say who they are. I'm not going to say that. It's a bad idea. Mm-hmm. I'm not Trent Krim of The Independent, if you follow along.
What the hell is that?
He exposes sources.
Yeah, that's what he does. He says, this guy goes, Collins says, I think his best position is guard. I felt he could dominate inside with his size and power. Steele's more of a tackle. He's more of an athlete than Collins. And my guy says, feel free to throw this in the trash can if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I said,
so we'll throw that in the trash.
No, I said, no. I said, I said it, I said, no, you're fine. He says this, I said, hey, I think they're mad at Collins. And I said, I would say if they're mad at him, then make him earn his way back on, is what my guy said.
I think that's what's happening.
And he says, show it in practice, show it with conditioning. He goes, you owe it to the team to play your best 5 up front. So that was his talk. So, but he also said this about it. He says, listen, the problem, everybody wants to be a tackle because tackle money. It's like, put it down when you need to shift from college, tackle to guard. He was just kind of saying that these guys all want to be paid like offensive tackles. Okay, here's my last guy here. I asked him the same question. If you had to have an offensive tackle to play, Steele or Collins? My guy said, I kind of like Steele better.
See, these guys.
What we're learning is even for current executives, it's impossible to know all the players in the NFL.
I like that. Let's talk trash.
You gotta Google them and watch a couple matchups.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh yeah, now I got an updated take.
This guy, it's interesting because this just goes to show you how different these guys. I mean, how different scouts evaluate. Okay, he says, but I'll tell you this. He goes, this is a good problem to have. I said, well, okay, give me a thumbnail. Why? He says he's a better athlete, and I think his pass pro is better. What he said about,
he might be a better athlete.
Yeah. But he goes,
and the reason you can do this is because he hasn't gotten you killed. Like, I believe technically he hasn't allowed a sack.
No.
But the idea that he's out here locking down good pass rushers is also a little bit of a created narrative.
Kind of feel like that they're helping him along the way, but I give the Cowboys credit for doing that. I really, really do.
You're supposed to.
Scout Gavin here. I watched 4 minutes of film today.
Did you really?
I was challenged on Twitter. Yeah, I went to NFL Game Pass.
That boy.
And I got the full breakdown here for you right now.
Oh crap!
This is not anonymous.
This is great. Hold on, 4 minute breakdown.
We're going right to the source here.
What is this? A drive? 2 drives? 3 drives? What'd you get in 4 minutes?
I watched one series.
Okay, one series.
Had to rewind a bunch of times.
Okay.
But
this could be as many as like 15 plays.
Had to figure out how to run the software a little bit. But here's all you need to know: Steele still sucks.
Oh.
He does, yeah. He's still not good at football. Yeah.
Okay.
It's my full report from Scout Gavin.
Great scouting report.
One time Ron Wolf wrote a scouting report about a guy at North Carolina. He says, no effing way. And he turned the report in. That was all he said in the whole report. No effing way.
Yeah, I think I could do something similar.